5th, 2022. That is International Women's Day, celebrated on March the 8th. Every year, International Women's Day is dedicated to honor the achievement of women throughout history and all across the globe, and is typically a day for women all different backgrounds and culture to band together to fight for gender parity and women's rights. This is why today, dear viewers, in your Focus English on AMSET TV, I'm with a brave woman, a golden woman. I like to call her like this because she is one, and she is the president of Malian Association of Teachers of English in Mali here. Her name is Mrs. Sissoko Fatoumata Dambélé, and today we're going to talk about equality today for a sustainable future to celebrate Women's Day today. Now, after the guest segment, there is a listen, news, and health tips with Mr. Asso Sagara. Now, dear viewers, we're in the guest segment, as I told you, is a special one, and I'm with a golden woman today to talk about equality for a sustainable future to celebrate Women's International Day today. Good evening.
Good evening.
Mrs. Sissoko Fatoumata Dambélé, welcome to Focus English.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, it's a pleasure. Today is our day. Yes, I'd say that.
Yes.
Today is International Women's Day. How do you feel?
Wow. So, first of all, I'm happy because I'm proud to be a woman.
Okay.
And I'm happy that there is a day dedicated to women. And I'm happy, and at the same time, it's a day of self-reflection for me as a woman, as mother, and a teacher, to ask myself, what did I do for my family, my country, my students, and what will I do in the future?
Great question, and the big question. So, thank you very much for being here today to commemorate this great day together on Focus English. Thank you. Now, as I said, the topic of this year is about equality today for a sustainable future. Why the theme of equality this year?
Okay, so it's a great topic, first of all, because when you talk about equality, you are talking about the rights. And talking about equity also is talking about the way to access to these rights. Okay. And as if you take the example of our country, and you have seen that there were so many injustice, so many inequality, that the theme is really welcome this year. Yes.
That's right. I remind you, dear viewers, that today I'm with Mrs. Sissoko Fatoumata Dambélé. She's the president of Malian Association of Teachers of English here in Mali. And today we talked about equality today for a sustainable future to celebrate International Women's Day. Now, what are the advantages of equality for a sustainable future?
Okay, first of all, let us start with a family, for example. If there is equality in a family, everything goes well. There is how to say, safe, healthy, and everyone will be happy. But if there is inequality, for example, me as a mom, if I'm not treating my students in the same way, this will be a kind of problem in the future. So that's why for me, the difficulties will be something like violence and misunderstandings. And the one will be not well treated, will see himself always rejected. And this is not a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my next question is about difficulties. You said something, but what are the difficulties encountered in the implementation? I mean, of equality in our country.
Okay. So, okay, let me first come back a little bit about advantages because
Okay.
I missed some part.
Go ahead,
Okay,
please.
so talking about advantages, as I said, gender equality makes the community safer, and this is very important for our case. And also, the community will be healthier too. And also, the country with great gender equality are more connected, and the connection is really very important among communities.
Okay.
And talking about the difficulties, wow, there are so many difficulties because even now genders are not treating in the same way. We can say it.
Okay.
Yeah, there
Good
are
for
some
you. We are
difficulties. Yeah.
going to talk about everything here. Today is a special one. It's our day, so
Yes.
we can talk about everything.
Everything, okay. For example, one thing is, for example, one example is the difficulty of the girls to have access to school. This is one of the difficulties. Even now, we said that girls have access to school. Yes, there are more girls at school, but still in some areas, girls are not allowed to go to schools. And even in the areas where girls are allowed to go to school, you will see that if you take the example of 100 girls in the primary school and follow them, when you come to the university, you will count them. There will be less girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Dear viewers, today is, as I told you, today is March 8th, and that is International Women's Day. For that one, today I'm with Mrs. Sissoko Fatoumata Dambele. She's the president of Malian English, Malian Association of Teachers of English.
Yes.
That's true. And we talked about equality for a sustainable future. Now, Mrs. Sissoko, some people prefer equity to equality. What do you think about that?
Wow, a great question. So as I told you, equality is about rights. But if you give rights to someone, but the person don't have access to these rights, this can be a kind of problem too. So I can say that they are complementary for me.
Okay.
So I like both.
Okay, so not sure.
Yeah.
This question is really interesting, and I'm really happy to have you here today on Focus English and share your ideas with us about equality today for a sustainable future. That is the theme of the International Women's Day this year. Now, where are they on the Mrs. Sissoko? For this question, yes, what is your message to our viewers and all the women around the world?
Okay, so first of all, I would like to wish happy feast to all the women in Mali, in Africa, and in the world, and tell them to be proud to be women, because we cannot talk about a sustainable future without women, because women are part and parcel of this process. So I invite my sisters, my moms, my daughters to be proud to be women, and to to take the lead, because this is something that we notice. It's like sometimes women can take the lead, but there are, I will put afraid between parentheses.
Okay.
They are afraid of them, they don't know that there are so many leadership. But for me, every woman is a leader. Every woman is a leader. And every woman can change their countries. So, and for that, we are complementary with men. We need the men to support us so that we can work together for a sustainable future of our country.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Kanja.
you, Mrs. Sissoko Fatoumata Dambele, for being here, as I said.
Thank you.
It was a big pleasure to have you, and I told you happy feast
Thank you.
too.
Thank you.
And so, dear viewers, that's all for this guest segment. Today I was with Mrs. Sissoko Fatoumata Dambele. She's the president of Malian Association of Teachers of English here in Mali, and we talked about equality today for a sustainable future to celebrate International Women's Day in your Focus English. But stay here, we're going to talk about lesson. Comme annoncé, voilà la rubrique leçon dans votre émission Focus English, une émission spéciale aujourd'hui consacrée aux femmes pour célébrer le 8 mars 2022. Aujourd'hui, nous allons parler de les multiples emplois de to get, le verbe to get. On en avait déjà parlé, on a vu la première partie, maintenant nous allons parler de la deuxième partie dans cette émission. Et pour cela, nous allons voir d'abord to get plus les adjectifs. To get plus adjectifs. Et cela veut dire devenir. Si vous voyez simplement to get plus un adjectif, ça donne le sens devenir en français. To get rich, you have to work a lot. To get rich, you have to work a lot. Pour devenir riche, il faut travailler beaucoup. Pour devenir riche, il faut travailler beaucoup. Nous avons également to get old. To get old, ça veut dire vieillir. To get fat, ça veut dire grossir. Après, to get plus adjectif, nous avons également to get plus participe passé. To get plus participe passé. To get dressed, ça veut dire s'habiller. To get washed, ça veut dire se laver. To get married, ça veut dire se marier. To get drunk, ça veut dire se saouler. Vous voyez, je vais donner des exemples. She got dressed in a minute. She got dressed in a minute. Elle s'est habillée en 1 minute. They're getting married soon. They're getting married soon. Ils se marient bientôt. Ils se marient bientôt. Nous avons également to get plus participe passé peut se traduire en français, bien sûr, par une forme passive. Et on va voir cette phrase-là comme dans cette phrase. Ils ont été arrêtés par la police. Ils ont été arrêtés par la police, ça se dit en anglais pour utiliser get dans cette phrase. They got arrested by the police. They got arrested by the police. Nous avons maintenant comme dernière partie dans cette émission to get plus le complément d'objet direct plus le participe passé. Et voilà. I'd like to get my car repaired. I'd like to get my car repaired. Je voudrais faire réparer ma voiture. Je voudrais faire réparer ma voiture. Et voilà, c'est tout pour cette deuxième partie de To Get dans votre émission Focus English sur M7 Télévision. Mais restez là toujours. L'émission, ça continue. Cette fois-ci avec Monsieur Assou Sagara pour les news et help tips. As I told you, now it's time to talk about news and help tips with Mr. Assou Sagara. Good evening, Assou.
Yes, good evening, Kanja.
Welcome to Focus English. This is a special one.
It's really special.
Yes, of course.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Great.
And you?
Fine too.
Okay, so today, what are the news?
Yes, really, it's important to tell that about Today is special because the 8th March is a special day.
Yes.
Then there is also a special lesson, and also, as you have just given us, and also is special news.
Ah, that's great. So
Right.
everything is special here today. So go ahead for the
Right.
special news.
For this special news, we talk about the socio-political problems and justice in Mali.
Okay.
Right, the transitional and the Malian political class are now in war.
Okay.
Okay, this war is not something else than when a Malian living in Ivory Coast said that he will be president from this 27th of February 2022. Upon that date, he will be the president
Okay.
of Mali. Then really, it has been a very difficult problem. Okay, when we hear about that, that's why we have to talk something about this new right today.
Very interesting.
Good. So, hello, our followers. Right, this new is coming. The transition and the Malian political class in war. Okay, a member of the Malian political class by the name of Mr. Ania Ibrahim Kamara, living in Ivory Coast, has self-proclaimed president of the transition of Mali. In a 3 minutes video, this one told that told to the Malian not to recognize Mr. or the Colonel Assimi Goïta, as president of the transition. Then Mr. Kamara claims to be the president of the transition from February 27th of 2022. Following to these statements, by Mr. Kamara, the Malian Minister of Justice, Mr. Mamadou Kassogué, in a letter addressed to the Procureur General of the Cour d'Appel of Bamako, ordered or gave an order. Order to the opening of an investigation against Mr. Enea Kamara for these statements. These statements of Mr. Kamara is considered of an act of destabilization of the country. So Mr. Kamara should be prosecuted and punished by the law.
Okay.
Right.
Very special news.
Really.
Thank you very much, Mr. Asusagara.
Thank you, Kanja.
Okay, so that was the news.
Right.
Now, let's talk about health tips today in this special focus.
Right, health tip also, I can say that it can be special because we will talk about malaria. How can we get this sickness of malaria, and how can we prevent the malaria, and also some consequences of malaria.
Okay.
Yes.
That's great. So go ahead, we are listening to you.
Right. The first part, which concerns the causes of malaria. You and I, we know that in Mali, the same problem or the biggest problem linked to this sickness, which is malaria, is the dirt. Yes. You know that in many parts of Bamako, there is the streets are dirty. The yards are dirty. The roads are dirty. There is wastewater everywhere. So this permits to the mosquitoes to multiply themselves. So the main cause of malaria is from the bites, the bite of mosquito.
Yes.
And this mosquito come from the dirt. When there is dirty place, though, we can have mosquito from these places. So we have to avoid dirt in our places. So wherever we are living, we have to be very clear, and we have to get our place very clean. That's really help us to be far, okay, get to be far from the malaria.
Malaria.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
Right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Asosagara, for
Right.
all
So,
those.
okay.
But it's not finished, right?
No, no.
Okay,
So
great.
just after that, we have to prevent the prevention.
Mm.
Okay, we can also prevent the prevention. This is not something new,
Mhm.
but we have to clean our place day by day, and
Mhm.
every time we have to do it tirelessly. It's really important.
Yes.
And also to prevent malaria, we
Mhm.
have to use the mosquito net in the night.
In the night.
Yes.
Of
So
course.
we are in the rainy season
Mhm.
or dry season. In any season we can use the mosquito nets at any time. When we are going to bed, we have to use the mosquito net. It's really important.
Okay.
Really.
Thank you very much for
Yes.
the advice.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Right.
And
So
do you
as
have
me-
something to
As
add?
message, I can tell to our viewers that they have to put in practice what we have said about the measures
Mhm.
to be taken to avoid malaria. It's really
Malaria.
important. So they should non-stop or tirelessly use the mosquito nets, and that they have to clean the compounds or their place, the place
Mhm.
they spend night, or the place they sit down. They have to clean them every time,
Everywhere.
and not non-stop.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Asosagara, for the news and help tips for us
Yes.
today in this special focus English. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
So, dear viewers, that's all for this special focus English to celebrate International Women's Day in this focus English today. And I said, happy feast to all women around the world today. And that's all for this focus English. And see you next Tuesday for another one. Goodbye and take care.